Hey everybody, Gary with Basecamp Trading. Let's take a look at the ES today. This is our 240-minute chart in the ES. And you can see that this was actually yesterday. We left this really bearish shooting star in the ES. We had this long topping tail, and then the entire body of this bar finished in selling. I mean, just closed right on the bottom. So it was a topping tail. The entire body was all selling. Caused the 5 and the 13 to cross to the downside, set up the bear flag, and then that bear flag triggered. And again, this triggered in the night. We're not trading in the middle of the night, or in most cases, we're not trading in the middle of the night. But this definitely set the tone for direction because, again, very, very bearish bar. Set up the bear flag triggered, 5 and 13 crossing to the downside, and price pushing lower. We also triggered a bearish inflection on our histograms on the 240-minute chart. Momentum, the fast and slow line crossed to the downside. I mean, just everything on this chart at this point is suggesting prices were going lower. I mean, this was just a very bearish setup on our 240-minute chart, and you can see stocks just pushed lower through the entire day. In fact, in the afternoon during the trading room, we were talking about prices coming down to the 200 EMA. We were pretty confident that if prices got to here that we would bounce, and you can see we did. The 200 EMA on the 240-minute chart definitely supplying significant support, and we were confident of that. We were trading short. Once we got there, again, we were confident that this was definitely going to be a support zone, and we were taking profits at this point. But then we drill into our 30-minute chart, and right in here, this is where that 240-minute bear flag was actually triggering. Once we broke the low of this bar, that actually triggered the 240-minute bear flag. Now again, this was yesterday, actually after hours trading. We're not trading any of this, but you can see that that also caused the 5 and 13 to cross to the downside. And then throughout the night, the ES was just lower highs and lower lows, working its way lower through the entire night, right on into London. And then right in here is where we came in for the US session. Everything was bearish. The 50 crossed underneath the 200, so now we have the 50 under the 200 on the 30-minute chart. 5 and the 13 are already in a sell phase. Trend is absolutely down. We are making lower highs, lower lows the whole way. I mean, there's just nothing here either telling us to look for anything to the upside. We're in confluence with the 240-minute chart. We know that when we're in confluence with the 240-minute chart, that those are the times we expect larger moves, and we definitely got larger moves. We came in the U.S. session right here on this bar. This was a continuation doji to the downside, had a nice push down, consolidated, set up a bear flag. This bear flag triggered, actually only good for one target. We got stopped out at break even. Set up another bear flag, which triggered, and then we just were riding everything to the short side. I mean, it was just nothing but down the whole rest of the day. Push down, hit significantly undervalued. We know when we hit significantly undervalued, we're going to need a little consolidation time. That's exactly what we got. We pulled back, consolidated, set up some dojis here. Another bear flag, triggered to the downside and went down and hit our target at the 240 EMA on the 200 EMA on the 240-minute chart. So, I mean, just everything saying bearish, starting off with a signal off our 240-minute chart, in confluence off of the 30-minute chart, and we're just looking for nothing but short setups. Our shorter time frame chart that we trade gives us lower risk entries, our Uniranko chart. And you can see that just really throughout the entire day, nothing but short setups throughout the whole day. I mean, we came in the morning and right in where we were, right in here. Came in this morning, short setup. This is where we had that pullback, got stopped out, triggered another short setup. All of our moving averages crossed to the downside, moved under the smooth 50, under the cloud. Trender Pro 2.0 signal right off the 18 and bombs away. Nice short trade to the downside. Could add it to your position on another Trender Pro 2.0 signal off the 18. We hit significantly undervalued on the 30-minute chart. Again, we know that when we hit significantly undervalued, those are the times we're going to consolidate, pull back, and that's what we had. We had a little pullback, consolidation, and then another wick out of the cloud to the downside. Trender Pro 2.0 signal off the 18, another 2.0 signal off the 18. Hit significantly undervalued again on a 30-minute chart. Did a little more consolidating, chopped sideways a little bit through the lunch hour. Another wick out of the cloud, all our moving averages in alignment, momentum's good. Another Trender Pro 2.0 signal, 2.0 signal. I mean, just nothing but short signals, and that was all we were looking for. Again, when we're in confluence with the 240-minute chart and the 30-minute chart, we're only looking for short setups. And as long as you were playing the short setup or the short side of the ES today, you can see that you just killed it. You know, got undervalued a few times, and we get pullbacks. We know we're going to get pullbacks. Nothing goes straight down, but overall, the short side of the ES was the side to be on. And you can see we just over and over throughout the day, short setup paying. Every short setup paid nicely. We just kept pushing down. Again, get undervalued. We got to get some pullbacks, and we did. But overall, the short side was the side to be on in the ES today.